What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? It's your girl Sophia the Lioness coming to you live. How's everyone doing, man? Do me a favor right now and hit the share button. I need you guys to share this video because today I'm going to be talking about some things that just about everyone wants to talk about. How can I keep more of my money? It's not about how much money you make, right? It's about how much money you can keep. And that's really the goal. So what we're going to talk about today is how you can kind of assess like your financial situation right now, because you can't really get to your goals if you don't know where you're starting from, right? Let me know in the comments below. I like to know who's representing here. But how y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? Hope y'all are feeling as great as I am. You know, you've got to be grateful in order to be great, right? You've got to be grateful for where you are and what you've got now so that you can start to change your financial situation. Information changes situations, guys, and information is free. You know, you got to think about your life and like your finances, right? And your money kind of like a GPS. If you've got a GPS and you want it to help you to get to a certain destination, the GPS can't work without two coordinates. It needs the destination, yes, but it also got to know where you're starting from. It got to know the starting point. What I noticed with a lot of people, myself included, is that I always had big goals. I always knew what I wanted in my bank account. I knew, how much money I wanted in savings. I knew my goals, but I never really took the time to assess where I was starting from. And guys, that's the first step to really starting on your journey, is you've got to know where you're starting from. You got to start to come to grips with the real. And sometimes we don't want to face the reality. We don't want to face the honest truth of what it is that's going on in our bank accounts. But in order for you to really get serious about getting to where you want to go, you got to start right here where you are. So today, I'm going to give you some practical steps that you can use to assess your situation right now. So the first tip, guys, to being able to figure out exactly where your money's going. Think about it. So many people think they don't make enough money, or they got an income problem, or, they need a job that pays more, or they got to find a way to make more money. But here's the thing. No matter what you're making right now, if you've got the same financial habits when you make more money, you're going to have the same problems, right? They say more money, more problems. Because if you don't know what to do with your money right now when it's a little bit, you definitely ain't going to know what to do when you got a lot. So if you're a person right now and you make $400 a week at your job, and every single week you're spending $350 of it, that last $50 is just enough to buy you lunch for the following week and maybe put gas in your car, and you're struggling, you're broke, right? We're going to keep it real because y'all know I'm a realist. If that's what you're doing, it's because of something that you're doing with your money. A lot of us think, okay, if I go get a job, I get a promotion where I start making $1,000 a week. Guess what? If you make $1,000 a week, if you keep the same financial habits, you're probably going to end up spending $950 every single week. Same problem, right? You still got enough money for food and enough money for gas. So guys, you've got to realize that you got to start to change your mindset around money, and then ultimately start to change your habits so that you can start to change what your bank account is looking like. Here's the first thing I want you to do. You've got to come to grips with what's happening. See, one of my mentors said, Sophie, she said, the reason why, most people are broke isn't some big, secret, or it ain't some big conspiracy. It's simple. People are just spending too much money. Most people are spending way too much money. You're spending almost as much as you make, if not more. Just because you got money coming in don't mean every dollar needs to go out. But guys, if that's a problem that you have, don't feel bad, because we've been programmed that way. We've been programmed to be consumers. We've been programmed to spend a check and get it right back. We've been programmed to blow money fast. And that's the cool thing. But no, that's the stupid thing to do, right? That's not how you're going to start to get wealthy. That's not how you're going to have an emergency fund. That's not how you're going to have something in savings for a rainy day. You got to figure out how to keep more of your money. How to fill those holes where your money are falling through and you're not noticing it, right? Guys, there's something called your Latte Factor. You got to figure out what's your Latte Factor. That means what are the small things that you're spending money on consistently where it doesn't seem like a big expense, but when you add it up at the end of the month or the end of the year, you spent way too much. I was just assessing my finances yesterday, right? And I realized that my Latte Factor a year ago used to be Starbucks. I used to spend $50, $60 on Starbucks per week. Till I realized if I'm spending $50 on coffee a week, that's, $200 a month, that's $2,400 in a year. $2,400 on coffee? When I realized that, and I saw that on paper because your bank statements don't lie, right? Where you swipe your card don't lie, right? When I realized that, that made me say, hold up, Starbucks, I can't come as often as I used to. Because if I can spend $2,400 on coffee, my savings account should have been looking real good. So that money that I spent with Starbucks to make Starbucks rich could have been money that I could have been putting in my savings account. But the reason I never notice it is because we don't notice the little things. So we got to start to do some things to assess our current financial situation. Okay? Right now, because we are works in progress, right? So I eliminated that problem. But now I realize that I have another Latte Factor. It's going out to eat. I live alone. So sometimes that's I live alone and I work from home. So I spend a lot of time right here, okay? So a lot of times, when I go out to eat, it's more a social thing for me than just, I just want to spend money on food. But I've realized that I'm spending about $400 per month eating out. And I live alone. I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no family. That's just me. $400 per month eating out. When I saw that on my bank statements, when I was looking at my bank statements yesterday, and all I see is Fridays, Outback, Benihana, and I'm like, this is crazy, Arubas. I'm like, nah, this can't be happening. I'm not going to continue to do this. But until you face the facts, until you see what that number is for you, you really won't do anything about it because you're going to assume that you're spending a lot less. You're going to think you're spending your money on things that are important, but they are really not. So here's what I want you to do. If you don't have a piece of paper and a pen right now, grab one. I'm going to wait 30 seconds. Get a piece of paper and a pen. While you're doing that, hit the share button. Tag a friend or two who needs to jump on this video because this information here, I don't care if you're 18 years old or if you're 80 years old. This information right here can transform your life starting today. So here's the first thing you got to do to really start to face your numbers. You got to face your fears. You got to face your truths. The first thing I want you to do is everyone has online banking. What you want to do is go to your bank online and go and look at all of your statements for the last 12 months. Get your statements and print them out. Don't just look at them on the screen. Print them out on paper, okay? Print them out on paper. I just did mine yesterday. I wish I was looking for my bag. I will show you. Print them on paper, physical paper, guys. We do everything digitally. We got to start doing things with pen and paper because, subconsciously something happens when you write. When you do things manually with your hands, not just on a screen digitally, okay? It's going to embed this stuff deeper in your subconscious, all right? So print out the last 12 months of your bank statements. What's on your bank statements? Everything that you swipe your debit card for. Everything you bought will be listed there, okay? So you want to print 12 months of your bank statements. The second thing you want to do is you want to go through each one of those bank statements line by line with a highlighter. With a highlighter, okay? Get your highlighter. Go line by line through those sheets of paper and highlight every single item on the bank statement that was unnecessary spending. So what does that mean? That's drinks, that's food eaten out, that's going to the club, right? That's shopping, that's clothes. Anything that won't get you closer to your goals, that won't get you closer to financial freedom, it's unnecessary. I don't care how much you like to shop. You've got enough clothes right now that you don't need to buy anything. You're buying it because you want it. And you're buying it because it's probably a habit. But I want you to go through that bank statement and look at everything that's unnecessary. Starbucks, candy, ice cream, getting your hair done, getting your nails done. Once you highlight that, you're going to realize that you got a lot of highlighted stuff in all those pages. You want to make sure that each bank statement you get, you staple it by month, okay? Because you want to keep yourself organized. You can't be a millionaire if you can't be organized. Trust me, if you're having trouble managing, $500 a week, $1,000 a week, it's going to be pretty hard for you to be able to keep $100,000 a week. So you got to start to organize yourself. Take the time to do these kind of things. In order to get to millions, guys, you got to keep good records. So how are you going to keep records of millions of dollars if you can't keep records of a couple hundred? It's all about mindset. Then, each month statement, I want you to go through everything that you've highlighted and use your calculator on your phone and add up everything that's highlighted. So if you've got Forever 21, $40, Outback, $24, Starbucks, $6, everything that's highlighted, you want to just add up the totals. Add it up, okay? Add it up. Once you add it up, I want you to get that total, and I want you to put it on the top of that bank statement. So let's say you're doing last month, and you realize you add up all your unnecessary spending, and you see that you spent $400. You want to write the number 400 on the top of that bank statement and circle it. And I want you to do that for every single month for the last 12 months. Then what I want you to do is when you do that for all 12 months, add up those totals for all 12 months. you're going to blow your own mind. You're going to be like, whoa, I spent $5,000 in the last year on food, right? You're going to be like, I spent $10,000 in the last year, and I thought I ain't had no money, and my bank account ain't got nothing, and I don't have nothing in savings, because you have too much money going out. See, what we got to start to do is, you ever see, like a leaky bucket? You know, if you got a bucket, right? And let's say the bucket has some holes in it, and you put the bucket in the water because you're trying to sieve some water. You're trying to collect water. But if it has holes in it, guess what? Every time you bring that bucket up, the water's coming right out. So you got to figure out where those holes are so you can clog those holes and stop all the leaks. That's how you're going to start, but you got to see where the money is going first for you to be able to fix the problem. This exercise, guys, is going to help you to see exactly where your finances is. It's going to help you to assess where you are right now. Remember, like I said, you can't get to your goal if you don't know where you are getting started from. So you want to do this exercise in the next 24 hours. No excuses. You're going to be so surprised to know how much money you are straight up blowing, how much money you are just wasting. And when you see it on paper, right, because this isn't something you're guesstimating, this isn't something you're assuming or, saying maybe it's around. No, this is your bank statements. And most times, guys, whatever's on those bank statements, you got to add a little bit more because you probably spent more stuff in cash. But this is going to give you a general idea of how much money you are throwing away. See, one of the philosophies in my life when I made a decision to get serious about my pocket and my bank account and my finances was this. Your money is going to make someone rich. Point blank, period. The question you got to ask is, who will it be? See, most of us are making everything and every company around us rich. We're making, Chipotle rich. We're making Starbucks rich. We're making, Foot Locker rich with our own money. But instead of putting that money out and putting it in someone else's pocket, why not put it in our own bank accounts? But first, for you to be able to be motivated enough to want to do the right things, you got to see your numbers on paper. The first thing I need you guys to do is I need you to go and print 12 months of your bank statements. 12 months. Then I need you to get a highlighter and highlight every line on that bank statement that is something that you spent money on unnecessarily. So you want to highlight all your unnecessary spending. Once you do that for each bank statement for all 12 months, I want you to go and total up all the spending. Put the number for each month on the top of that bank statement. Then I need you to add up each month so you can see the total of unnecessary spending that you made in 12 months. It's going to blow your mind. See, you don't know what you don't know. You can't improve what you don't track. So if you don't realize where your money is going, there's no way you can improve your financial situation. You've got to get to a place, y'all, where you start to track your habits and improve them that way. So this is going to allow you to see your number. And what I want to challenge you guys to do is, come back under this video, when you do this exercise and just drop your number. If it's 10,000, if it's 6,000, if it's 12,000, I want you to take that number and divide it by how much you make annually at your job after taxes. So if you make 50,000 at your job, and let's say you take home $35,000 a year, and let's say your number is 10,000 of that 30,000, you just saw that you spent or wasted 1/3 of your income. That's going to make you want to say, you know what, I can't do this no more. That's going to make you have an aha moment. That's going to make you say, nah, this ain't going to work. I can't continue doing this, because here's what we do. Most of us do the same things year after year, month after month, week after week, and we hoping and praying for a new result. The only way you're going to get a different result is when you start to do different things. You got to change up your habits. You got to change up what you're doing. You got to change up your spending. And this is a perfect way for you to start to identify in an hour or less how much money you're throwing away. If you got value from this, drop a comment and let me know if you're up for the challenge. Just say, I'm up for the challenge. It's your girl, man. I appreciate y'all for getting on this video. You know what we are? We're millionaires in training, but it got to start with your mind and it got to start with your habits. It's all about those daily, disciplines done daily. That's what builds your character, and ultimately, that's what builds your bank account. So, it's your girl. I appreciate y'all for hopping on. Always remember, you don't have to be great to start, but you definitely got to start to be great. So why not you? And why not right now?